What is duality? Well, that's actually a pretty quick one. I mean, you just have to look at everything has two sides, right? It's like heaven and hell. There's like good and bad, black and white, yin and yang, fire and water, earth and wind. And together, you could say, it creates truth. And one of the things that really helps me to stay sane and to often pull myself together and to work myself back to this place of, okay, here I feel good, is the concept of duality, because it just makes one thing very certain, that everything is relative, right? I mean, even without Einstein, giving you some kind of mathematical formula, there are a lot of cultures that already know about the concept of duality, or basically everything is relative. Right? So you may feel bad about something, but that's relative to you, right? What's bad to you might be good for somebody else. So in Germany, the topic of the Nazis and Hitler, and he killed everybody. He's like the most evil guy ever on this earth. And there's like a lot of shame and anger connected to this topic. So sometimes all you have to do is just compare something to Nazi Germany or to Hitler, and people, they go nuts about it. And that's like literally poking your finger into all these kinds of wounds. Because that's what people also are afraid of, that's going to happen again. Well, but the point I'm trying to make is that if Hitler hadn't done all of that, I wouldn't be alive. Because my grandparents were refugees from the war, because Poland took over a certain part of, back then, Germany, and then they were given a choice. Well, either you stay here and you take up a different name, Polish name, or you leave. And so they left. Well, at least my grandma did. I don't know about my grandfather. And then they started to settle in, another part of Germany. And that then led to my parents meeting, which then led to me being born. And so, if somebody asks me or says that Hitler is such a bad man, I say, well, he just played his part. Right? Who am I to judge? I wasn't there. I cannot say that he did all of that, right? Because everybody helped him, right? I mean, he wasn't the only one who did that. Everybody was eager for this because they were greedy. So what happened. And the only thing you can do with that is to learn from it. So it's never that simple. You cannot say something's good or bad, right? Some people say, yeah, it's that. Right? It's like vaccinations, right? You can say it's good or it's bad. I mean, you can say it's good for people that need it, but to me, I don't need it. So I don't want it. So don't force me. Right? So it's like, what's good, what's bad? It's depending on how you look at it. For somebody who's really afraid to die, right? Maybe a vaccination might actually help them with some of their anxiety. Of course, on the long run, it would be much better to learn how to work with fear. But that's how I see it, yeah? And I like to take my time to look at the things and then understand them. And that's why I often learn, it's like mind jogging. You train your mind to always look for both sides, right? To always find the opposite of what scares you or what angers you, right? If you're afraid of spiders, you can learn to find a way how to see the beauty in them. Yeah, so any situation has the potential to teach you something if you know how to look at it in sense of duality. To always say, oh wait, everything has two sides, everything's relative, right? Yeah, just something that helped me.